Hello out there, internet friends, and this is episode 13 of my StarSector Let's Play for new players. I'm Seeker Gaming, and I'm here to bring you another episode of mistake-laden opportunities. So, from the last episode, I had been trying to do a little bit of exploration, not exactly succeeding very well, and at the end of the episode I wanted to go off and complete a bounty that was on the way to the core worlds, maybe even complete a second bounty here at the pirate base at the same time. So this is a slightly more powerful fleet than what I'm used to. You see there's quite a few larger ships, assault cruisers, battle cruisers. So we'll see how that turns out. Hopefully we should be okay. We've got a fair good amount of ships. I'm quite happy with the rocket cruiser that we acquired in the last episode. But we have quite a few good ships all around. I think we'll be okay. And in the meantime, I'm going to try and make the episodes a little bit more focused now on cutting through a lot of the busy work. You don't need to see me salvaging everything and things like that. I will try to include all the big moments if I can, and hopefully we can try and get a few good things going. Maybe I can see if I can do some maybe of the more story-based missions, such as Red Planet. We'll see how that goes. And of course, obviously, Colonial expansion. We'll start with letting our first world get up to par before we get out there a bit much rather. But for now, I'll move off and do the bounty, and I'll see you in a second. And the more and more I look at this, the more I'm worried about my fuel. It goes down quite quickly nowadays, so I might need to think of a way to permanently fix that. So the bounty is stated that it's somewhere near a volcanic planet, but this system has 4 volcanic planets, so which one would they be hiding around? Well, there's 2 out of 4 of them, actually there's 5 of them, sorry, I missed the one in the asteroid belt. So I think probably I want to try and focus on getting to this section, as this is 3 out of 5, and if it's not here then, well, we'll just have to go find it. And I found him. I was very close to giving up on this. Just as I got close enough, he popped out, hiding in the debris field. And it looks like he actually doesn't think that he could win a fight with us, which, given the size of his fleet, I believe is definitely possible. They have quite a bit larger ships, but they don't have as many, and big ships don't always do better when they have lots of missiles being hit at them. So let's try and catch him and see how the combat goes. And there we go, just a little bit of boosting required, not too much. And I'm now wondering what to expect from these guys. So they've only got 2 officers. The battle cruiser itself isn't in such a great state. It has what looks like main focus is on a lot of long-range cannons, a couple of rocket launchers. It seems to be focused mostly on range. It's got heavy ballistics, integration, and an integrated target unit, so it's focused on long-range cannons. That's not too dangerous to us. And the Eagles are pretty much a good mix. They're basically beefed up Falcons, actually. I think they use the same model, if you see. It's just slightly different, just a bit more guns focused on it. And the other ships don't matter too much. And maybe, if we're lucky, we'll be able to salvage a couple of these. I'd like to add those to the fleet. And let's engage and see what we can throw at them. Yeah, I think don't take too many risks. I can lose a couple of smaller ships, but I don't want to lose like larger ships. We'll throw everything at it. Order the capture points. This is what I always do every time. I don't know if it's technically the best strategy, but having these points gives you a bit of an advantage. Let's speed boost to get to the front. Okay, where are they? It's a couple. Looks like they're going for Alpha. Someone to engage that destroyer. let's see how it's going here. Yeah, I think that destroyer's had it. Goodbye. So let's set a few objectives. Get the biggest ships with engages. Okay, what's the situation like here? Oh wow. It's got quite powerful lasers. It's got quite powerful point defense. But it doesn't have good shield coverage. So as you can see, once you get free, you can just overwhelm it. It's got a lot of armor though. It's not even getting to the hull at this point. Okay, perfect. Monitors down. Let the other frigates hopefully fall. Oh wow. It just chewed up all those fighters. They were there 1 minute, gone the next second. Let's see how the missile boat's going. Oh, we won't be salvaging that eagle. Unless you got a lot of duct tape. Don't know why I keep those kites anymore. I think I'll set engage orders on everybody now. And there goes the battlecruiser. Oh. Well, his destruction actually took out a frigate. But he's disabled, so maybe we can salvage it. Let's hope. And all that's left are these cruisers. Perfect. Let's see if we got any good salvage. Oh, I am very happy. And I'll take back my wolf that I lost, but I'll ignore the kites. They were not that good, I think. We have a lasher as well. I wonder what this guy's got good going for it. Glitch sensor array, compromised hull, unreliable subsystems. The ranged issue might be a problem, but I think given that the ship is quite close range, we could do with adding the lasher to our groups perhaps. It's definitely an upgrade over the kites, and I'm very happy with that battle cruiser. In fact, it kept quite a lot of the cannons on it already. Got the cyclone launcher. That's okay. So let's recover those. And then what's left in the wreckage, we can take the rest of that. There was also a Falcon in the debris field, but the ship's a little bit too damaged for my liking. It's got a lot of bad things, a lot of hull integrity, and the speed is a big problem. But mostly for me, I'd have to say it is the faulty power grid which kills this. Flux is quite important for a ship with a lot of guns, and whilst the Falcon can use missiles, it still also impacts its ability to use shielding, and this is a more shield-oriented ship. So I think I'm going to skip this Falcon and see what he gives me in terms of materials. Which isn't the best. Unfortunately, with the battlecruiser we have now, its combat readiness is really quite low, so we can do a quick little refit whilst we're out of a planet, and it won't cost us too much in terms of supplies. In terms of, like, as you can see, I would not like this to go into combat without, well, any guns, really. So let's give it something, and based on what I was looking at, I think I prefer the standard variant. It focuses more on the ability to fight longer, it has a bit more emphasis on cannons. The elite variant looks like it focuses more on shooting down fighters and point defense. So I'll focus on the standard one. It's not a completely equipped fit, like it's missing one missile hardpoint, but it's not too terrible. And we can take it to our home planet and refill up with all the supplies as well whilst we're there. And at the same time, let's look at our levels up. We can grab Fleet Logistics level 1. And then the next one, level 2, is actually the main reason I'm going for this. That supply use reduction is a dramatic improvement. But accessibility also gives your colony a substantial improvement in income. So this is like a nice little benefit on the top. I think I'll head back to my colony, and after I've fitted up everything, restocked, I will then head out and try and kill that pirate base. I believe we've got enough time on it, 161 days. Alternatively, there's actually another bounty over here. 49 days, but oof, that's a lot of ships. And they have an Astral class carrier. I think I'm not quite confident on that, especially these are not damaged either. So we can go pick on the pirates. Make the hegemony a better friend of us at the same time. We're beginning to see the beginnings of our colony growing now. We've got a couple of our own little squadrons flying around. They aren't very good. In fact, they have fleets that are worse than pirates at this point. And the combat station is still under construction. But eventually we'll have these two planets all fully set up with two battle stations that should hopefully overlap each other in combat, and patrol squadrons flying all over the place. Should be quite an impressive battlefield in a few months, I hope. And now we're beginning to see the advantages of having a way station. So your colony will now begin to stockpile the free needed supplies for every fleet. Supplies, fuel, and crew. You still have to pay to withdraw them, but you always now have a large supply with which to take. Like in this case, if I want to take all the fuel, that's quite a good price for 700 units of fuel. If I want to take all the supplies, that's an even better price for that many supplies. And I don't think I need that much crew. Actually, what I'm thinking is we have enough machinery, we have enough supplies, and there's 1,000 crew sitting right here. And there's a planet right next door that needs colonizing. So why don't we just take these 1,000 people and put them over on the other planet? Let's do that. Da, da, da. Hello, Grigri. I know you're not as good as my main colony, but you're right next to it, so I would like to make you an actual planet. So this one's a little bit different. It has decivilized, which is not the best, but it's got some ruins and it's got some mining. So it's more advantageous because of its location than because of its actual planet. Now I'm thinking one option might be to colonize it and then to strip it and pull off decivilized. That is one option. I think we'll do that actually. We'll strip off the decivilized rating because that will be a pain for us later on. So how do you get rid of this? You just establish the colony and then you basically abandon it. And then you colonize it again. So we'll establish, it's going to be called Grigri, and then we'll just abandon it. So first we'll make sure that this is... Okay, so it's changed, and then we'll abandon it. Evacuation expenses, I think will be fine. We're going to pay a little bit of money at the end of the month anyway for all the supplies we've taken, but we needed to do this at some point anyway. So we'll abandon it. Okay, so what happened here isn't chaos. What's left of the population scrambling to survive. Okay. Well, we have now removed the decivilized rating. So I don't want to waste my crew yet though. I'd like to replenish a bit, come back a second time, and then do it. But at least now the hazard rating is permanently 125% lower. And I believe also decivilized, it gives a little bit of bonus to growth, but it's not going to offset that 25% hazard rating later on. So we clean that up. And unfortunately now we have a bit of an under-strength crew penalty that we can't resolve by taking people out of the colony. We didn't get them back after abandoning it. So for the moment I think I'm going to leave one of my mules here, just to help everyone else get back up to strength. This should be more than enough to take on the pirate base, I think, and then when I come back there'll be hopefully more people and I can use those. In the meantime I want to try and go about refitting and get a bit more going for our fleet. We'll start with the Lasher and just go with close support, same as the other actually the other one was strike, but in this case I want to go with close support. It uses slightly lighter weaponry, but it emphasizes a bit more the fact that it might explode and it should stay in combat a bit longer, which I would like, as it's not that particularly long anyway. It's only got 240 something seconds until we apply the hardened subsystems. And I gave the standard fit for the battle cruiser, and I think I'll slap in an officer, possibly De Olympus, as this is not a fighter-based ship. And at the same time, I just want to show off a ship like this is nice to have, but if you want to actually fix the problems it has, this restore cost here will remove those, but as you can see it costs a lot of money. So these ships will be staying with us for a while. It's better for us to manage the D mods, damage mods, rather than trying to eliminate them, because we would never have any money trying to do that. Same thing with my Legion. I would eventually want to do removing of all these mods on my larger ships, but we can't do that at the moment. In the meantime, I think things will be good as they are. And we'll go take on that pirate base. We'll have to make a little bit of a pit stop to get some more fuel, as heading there we will just slightly be under our return range. I wouldn't like to cut that, especially given that there will be clouds that will take a bit more fuel out of us. So we'll head off, grab some more fuel, and head over there. There's that big end of month penalty, 85,000 credits, but that's not so bad. It's like having to pay off my debt. And fuel, supplies, and crew acquired. All good. And I was looking at the ships available on the market, and I think I don't really want any of these larger ships. I see no need for more big ships at the moment. But what I would like to get is perhaps this Ox tug. Now it's not, it's got the worst things I would hate for it, like high maintenance and degraded engines. But that drive field stabilizer will give our fleet an all-round speed boost, and whilst it will make us easier to detect, I'm not too worried about that anymore, because if we get into trouble I can run away or I can jump out of there. Whereas getting around quicker means less supplies used, which also means less cost, and in this case also sometimes we want enemies to come to us. I like it when they come to me. I can tell I don't have to go looking for them. So we'll add the Ox to the fleet, and I'll show off how this works now. So Ox has pretty much nothing. It is literally a tug. Don't put it in combat, don't do anything with it. But it has this lovely mod, Drive Field Stabilizer, that boosts every other ship in the fleet, the burn speed by 1. So you could have a couple of tugs if you wanted to, like if you had a huge fleet of very slow ships, you could do this. It's definitely a cost-effective way of balancing it out compared to, say, sticking on ships this augmented drive field, which maybe for your combat ships you'd prefer to reserve for a combat mod instead. you could offset their speed disadvantage with some tugs. So let's see what the autofit gives it. I don't think it's going to give it very much. Reinforced bulkheads is about it. At least it gave it a name. And that should make it a little bit easier to get around, I hope. Now that I look at that, actually, I think I would have preferred to go with militarized subsystems, as the sensor profile is just so massive and the crew is nothing. So having this would reduce the impact of the sensor penalty quite dramatically. And reinforced bulkheads was a bit of a poor mistake of mine. I mean, this ship is never going to go in combat. We'll slap this in at the next dock. Okay, we made it to Beta Maculata, and the bounty doesn't know the exact location other than the fact it's in the system. Doesn't give us any hints either, doesn't say what planet, so we'll just have to go in the system and try and find it. That jump was a little bit too close for my liking. Fortunately, we landed next to 2 probes and a planet, and a lot of pirate fleets over there. I'm not sure where the pirate base is. I wonder if it's somewhere over that group. But I would like to get these probes, maybe loop around, see what this is. And then we'll hopefully find if it's there or here. We'll see how it goes. And it looks like this probe wants to fight back. Okay, let's clear this out. And that probe gave us the location of a habitable world in the system we happen to be in. So that's very informative, but maybe the planet happens to be good. Who knows? And the other probe wants to fight back. Okie doke. Okay, the probe's down, and now let's see what we can do with the pirates. Try and stay out of their way, see if we can locate the station. I'd be quite interested to see if we could take that whole fleet on, actually. But I don't know if I'd want to take it on with all the other fleets around it. Let's keep our distance. Nothing. Oh, something down here. Maybe that's where the pirate base is. And we got another level up, so let's get Leadership 2, and followed up by Fleet Logistics Level 2 after that. Okay, we were able to chase away the defenders, and whilst we're here we can take a look to see if there's anybody that we might find interesting. Industrial Plane Level 3, don't need him just yet. Anybody on the bar? Any supplies of value? Heck, we could just grab all the fuel for pretty cheap. Offload all the cannons as well. And see what ships do they have for sale. Black market within a black market. Nothing really striking my fancy here. They're all a bit too badly damaged, I think. Oh well, let's proceed with killing this thing. So it's just the one-sided station. It's got a heavy standard module followed by 4 spurs. So it's a one-sided station. And the support is just a bunch of unshielded freighters, so this should be pretty quick. In fact, this might be a little bit of overkill, but we'll see how it goes. I'll order a full assault. So I believe this pirate station is more of a midline station. It's got a few more energy weapons, standard cannons. They're not very powerful though. They're sort of just tickling the ships. pirate fleet is not even an issue. Oh, I thought I toggled them to autopiloting. Oops. Just seeing that drifting past. Okay, and who's left? Just a drone tender. I'm pretty sure he won't be an issue. I'm happy with that. We got another level up as well. Very nice. Let's get that level 2 supply use reduction. A bit of salvaging. And the barren world next to it had a couple of ruins, so let's see what that gives us. Transplutonic ore, possibly. Oh! And a few blueprints. Aha, I'm very happy. So let's see what we've got. We've got the midline blueprint package. So this includes all of the better ships, in my opinion. Got the Falcon light cruiser, the Drover light carrier, the Heron light carrier, or fast carrier rather, Centurion heavy frigate, and a bunch of guns and fighters. An all-round good package. And we also get the hegemony blueprints, which is good for making military shuttles and wolves, sort of. It's not amazing. And heavy burst laser blueprints. Okay. And that's a lot of ore. It's worth 75 versus 30. I think I'll grab all of that. I'll just offload most of the metal. Should be good. It makes a little bit of money when we sell that somewhere. Now I'd like to go and get that probe and maybe loop around and take a look at these planets, see how good the water world is. Because this is still quite close to my original colony. So it'd be nice if we had a couple of planets maybe around here. If I could, I'd like to, spread them out around the core worlds if possible to make things a little bit easier, but, well, if you have them on one cluster, it also makes them easier to defend. And there is that large pirate fleet. Look at all those Talon fighters. Oh, I want to see if I can take that on. Let's give that a try. They actually just ran to the jump point. Was I that strong by comparison? Oh boy. Okay, caught up to you in hyperspace. Let's make this go. They've got a couple of super freighters and heavy modified freighters. I think we'll be fine. I will want to deploy all my combat ships though. This is a pretty big engagement. Get myself to the front as quickly as possible, preferably without ramming someone else in the process. Even the battle cruiser's faster than I am. Okay. A lot of unshielded ships. Nice. My favorite to fight. Where are the big ones? Even putting drone tenders on the... Oh, that poor drone. Oh, he's not a drone tender. Well, it doesn't matter now, he's just a little chunk of debris. There are all their fighters. They don't seem to be doing that well. Okay, there's the bulk of the fleet. Let's get a fighter strike on all the bigger ships. The drone tender's real spinning lately. What's going on? Okay. Got a bit of a battle line here. Oh, that's a lot of bombs. We're not doing a lot though. Okay, there goes one of the Colossus. Even damage, this battle cruiser is still quite impressive. But it looks like it can only fire from one side at a time though. A bit like a standard battleship in the past. Okay, who's left? They have a lot of fighters still. A lot of fighters. Order a full assault. Poor Condor. He's not going anywhere. Anybody else left? Just a little drone tender. We got a bit of resupply from that, but nothing amazing. But what we did get that was amazing was 2 levels up, which is going to finish out our fleet logistics perfectly. Now after this I need to decide what I want to focus on. Maybe getting some more officers might be quite handy, make what ships we have much better. But officers will also cost more, so maybe I want to do that after I build my second colony. Alternatively, coordinated maneuvers is quite handy to have. Or we could focus on recovery operations. This will be good for keeping our ships that are blown up as well as getting more ships. But the biggest advantage is that 50% fuel salvaged. With that, I can go on much more long-range expeditions and not have to keep running back or, in some cases, drifting into black holes as much. So I think I'll make recovery operations my next priority, and then probably after that maybe work on something to boost my colonial skills, maybe industrial planning or colony management. This one gives you a direct bonus to income, this one gives you a direct bonus to stability, so I'll have to weigh that up, I think. And with the advantage of being in hyperspace, I can just use a gravity well to get straight to that water world. Let's see if there's anything good there. Yeah, right on top. And cheap to explore. So it's got organics, volatiles, and ore. No transplutonic ore though, unfortunately. But it would still produce food though, which is not too bad. Water planets require a bit more up front. The hydro something or other costs substantially more to build, but after that it produces food roughly for the same price as a standard farm. So, well, not the best, but it's good. Nice to know it's there. And let's take a look here at the barren world. There's something floating next to it, so maybe that's a probe or something. Maybe it's a research station. There's a few things floating around. Another probe. Okay. And the planet has ruins. Extensive ruins. Oh, I like that a lot. And it's got a bit of minerals. This could be one of the ruined planets I build just for the purpose of getting our technology later on. We'll keep that in mind. Let's explore the ruins. It sent out a signal. Oh, okay. Am I going to get a pirate armada coming after me now? And what do I get? A couple of mods. Plasma cannon. So what's this? Makeshift shield generator. Well, I don't really use ships that don't have shields, so we'll take it anyway. And accelerated shields. I will learn it just for the sake of learning it. Grab everything else. So I also salvaged the probe. It had nothing remarkable on it, but I did want to salvage it just to create that debris field that I could hide inside of, whilst this monster fleet comes heading towards me. Until I can tell what it is, I don't want to alert anything. Oh wow, okay. Yeah, I'm not confident taking that on, I think. Let's go see what this is, and then we will jump out of the system. Okay, what are you? Another probe. Okay. Anything of value? Defenses. So with these probe defenses, the best strategy is just to use frigates, I think. Unless it's the larger ships. But these small unarmored drones are pretty easy to get rid of. Okay, and he's coming for me. Please jump, please jump, please jump, please jump. Ah, there we go. Okay, I think I'll leave that here. We've done a little bit of fighting, a little bit of exploring. Been a good little run. We got some treasure. Added a nice new battle cruiser to our fleet. So, thank you all very much for watching. Hope you have a great day. Thank you for putting up with me and my mistakes. I'm sorry for some of them. I only know what I know, and what I don't know, but hopefully we can all learn together, and we'll keep going. Okay guys and gals, I'll see you in the next episode. Peace out.